And we are live. Welcome, mystery and thriller fans. I'm your on-air host and author, Sara DiVello, and I am so excited to welcome back today one of my very favorite guests and your favorite writers. That is, of course, best-selling author Janice Hallett, joining us live from the UK, here to give us the inside scoop on her brand new book, The Killer Question, out tomorrow in the US. Janice, welcome back to Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Tell us about this book.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. It's great to be back. My goodness. Well, The Killer Question. The Killer Question is out tomorrow, and it's a murder mystery set in the world of pub quizzing, which over with you is called trivia quizzing. We call it pub quizzing here. For you, it's trivia. And we're with two landlords of a local pub called Sue and Mal. And they run this very isolated bar that they've had to really work to drum business up in. And they have started a quiz night along with various other pubs in the region belonging to the same brewery. They all coordinate their quizzes, and there's a great sense of community both between the pub landlords and the people who do the quizzes. There's a lot there's a lot of energy and a lot of passion for this in this little community. Now, Sue and Mal pride themselves on their quiz. So when a team turns up called the Shadow Knights, who nobody knows, and when they start winning every single quiz, people's backs are up, as they would be. Mal is distraught because he thinks that they're cheating. They're not only winning every quiz, they are getting top marks. And that, for him as a quiz setter, that's wrong. So he's thrown into disarray. The regular teams are disgruntled with this team because their prize is being taken week after week. And add to that, a body is pulled from a nearby river. And that body belongs to a man who was thrown out a few weeks before for cheating in the quiz. Now, all of this links back to something that might have happened to Sue and Mal 5 years earlier, when they lived a different life to the one they live today. They used to be police officers, and they were involved in a police operation that went catastrophically wrong. Now, when we realise that this story is being told to us by Sue and Mal's nephew, who is trying to interest Netflix in making a true crime documentary about his aunt and uncle, we can wonder whether that catastrophe in the past came back to haunt Sue and Mal. And that is all I can say at the moment. There's a lot to it, but I am very careful not to give any spoilers.
Yes, no spoilers, Janice. You know the rules. We don't like that here on Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Robin saying, of course. Exactly. Well, I am so excited to welcome you back because I have so many questions myself. So many questions have been submitted in advance, and I already see lots of my Mavens logging on. Hi, everybody. So I can't wait to dive in. So welcome, everyone. We are streaming live to 7 different destinations across Facebook and YouTube, and we are here to talk about The Killer Question. Janice Hallett joining us live from the UK to take all of your most burning questions and get your Monday off to a killer start. So if you've been here before, you know how it works. And if you're new, welcome, my friends, my thriller and mystery loving friends. Here's how it works. Every Monday, I give you my handpicked featured authors, and you get to ask them anything. So ask Janice about her writing process because, I mean, as you can hear just from her introduction, there are so many. This is such an intricately woven plot, and there are so many backstories and twists and turns. And I, for one, my brain is racing just trying to imagine this. So I want to know how you keep track, how you keep up. And I have so many questions. So let us jump right in. Sharon is joining us live from YouTube. She's saying, hi, everyone. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Welcome. We have Katie also joining from YouTube. Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie.
Yay. We have Robin joining us from Facebook saying hello all from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Welcome. And Robin saying no spoilers. Don't you worry, Robin. That would never happen on Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Renee is joining us from Facebook as well, from Southeast Florida.
Hi, Renee.
Hi, Renee. Okay. You guys, while you're typing your questions, just get them going in the comments and I will get them right up. Also, I say hi, Jane, joining us from Facebook as well. Hi, Jane Brannigan Kaufman. Good to have you here as well. Okay, so my first question is, my brain was racing just to keep up with all of those characters, all of those backstories. I am just in awe of how twisty this is. And I would love to know your plotting process. Is it spreadsheets? Is it giant post-it notes? How do you keep track of all it? I need to know everything down to the nitty grittiest detail.
Well, I mean, I'm almost embarrassed to say I don't plot anything at all. I don't have post-it notes. I don't have outlines or, anything more than a very basic, um, well, for the killer question, when I started it, all I knew was that I wanted a murder mystery set in the world of trivia quizzing. And that was that. And I set off um, writing. What I do is I kind of listen. I sort of hear voices. My books are told in emails, texts, and various other ways in which people write their communications to each other. And I kind of hear that as I'm writing. And so I'll let them take me where they want to go. So if you read The Killer Question, you'll see one of the very early documents that's in the book is a list of the pubs and the landlords that run them. So that was one of the first things I wrote. All of those different pubs and those people. And from that, I heard their voices and I was off. That was the start. And while I'm writing, I can quite easily keep it all in my head.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, because okay. So yes, as we have had you on, oh my gosh, all of the thumbs up and reactions on Facebook are so fun. So having had you on for the Twyford Code, the appeal, the Alberton Angel, the case of the Alberton Angels, the Examiner, I have had a chance to interview you about both these mysteries that you are really a pioneer of, where it is, as you said, through so many texts, communications. I mean, we open and there's literally even post-it notes with the trivia questions, which I absolutely love because they're so pretty and they're so cool. And then you go right into emails from Dominic, from this mysterious Dominic, who quickly reveals that he is the nephew of the pub owners, and he's pitching Netflix, which is and getting automated responses, not to email it, which is so funny and relatable. And that's another thing I love about your books, Janice. You're very, very funny.
Yeah.
So but I think I'm just in sort of awe that you're able to not plot, but keep all of these emails, these post-its, these texts all straight in your head. I mean, how do you not get confused or messed up?
Yeah, I don't know. I think while I'm writing, I'm very much in the zone. And all of these, it's like, and I go to that world when I write. So as we know all the people in our world, in the real world, I go to this imaginary world and I know all of the people in it. I mean, they do fade over time. So between writing a book and, talking about it in events like this, I do have to relearn kind of, because I've written other things in between and those worlds have taken over my inner mind. So yeah, it's but while I'm writing, that they kind of they're always there. They're always there with me.
Wow. Robin is saying, ooh, a trivia quiz murder. I know, isn't it so fun, Robin? It's just so fun. Renee is echoing. Renee, you and I are always connected. She's saying, that is incredible. I know, my brain hurts. I'm going to have to massage it later just to think about this. Katie wants to know, oh, I love this question. Thank you, Katie. How long do you spend on a first draft? And has it varied much between your various books? Great question, Katie.
That is a fabulous question. Now, it has varied. The first book I wrote, The Appeal, it was the first book I'd ever penned at all. And I set off thinking, I don't want to spend more than a year on this book. And that was a self-fulfilling prophecy because it took me 364 days to write that very first draft.
Wow.
Now since then, I've had to get a lot quicker because I'm on a schedule. I have commissions for multiple books. And now I've got it down to 6 months for one first draft, start to finish, 90,000+ words. I don't think I could do it any quicker somehow. The way I write, the way I have to think, the way I have to do it, I don't think I could do it any quicker than that. But yeah, most of I think like Twyford Code and Alperton, they were about 7-8 months each. And then with the Examiner and the killer question, it's down to 6 months. And I think that's my optimum time now.
So you literally cut your time in half from the appeal. Then 8 months, that's almost two-thirds, a little less than
Yep.
two-thirds for Twyford and Alberton, did you say?
Yeah,
And
Alberton, roughly. Yep.
and now you're literally at 6 months. So you've doubled your speed.
Mhm.
What have you learned from the appeal, your first book, which took you 364 days, 6 months, to the killer question, which now you are you a more efficient writer? Are you doing less rewriting? Are you just, is it a muscle memory? Tell us what you attribute that to.
I think I'm simply more familiar with writing at this level of intensity. I'd come from screenwriting. So when I started writing The Appeal, the intensity that you need to write a novel was quite a culture shock. And so it took me a lot longer. I was also writing scripts as well at the same time. Script writing, if anyone listening here has ever done it, script writing is a lot faster, a lot lighter. You're writing very sparsely as well. And scripts are very short. Mostly, if you're writing for TV, if you're writing for film, you're probably writing for low budget film. So you can't go over 90 pages. So these scripts can be written fairly quickly compared to a novel. And it was simply getting used to that intensity that's required to sit down and write 1,000 words every day. That's a really intense thing. And I've certainly got better at it, more efficient at it, and I know the format a lot better now. And it's all to do with, experience, I suppose.
And what is that writing day like? Do you take weekends off? Is it no days off? Is it you are sitting there until you get those 1,000 words? What do you do if the words don't come? Do you take a walk, or you're just not moving until they happen? Tell us what your writing day looks like.
My writing day starts very early. I get up about 6:40 and I'm at my desk by 7:30 in the morning, and I'll work really intensely until lunchtime, whenever that may be. It could be as early as 11, could be 12. But that time is really important to me. That's when I do all of my writing. And mostly I will do 1,000, sometimes even 1,200 words. And occasionally I'll only do 800. But that's fine. I don't beat myself up about that. Very rarely will the words not actually come, because I used to be a journalist, and that's a great education in how you write, even when you don't feel like it, even when there's nothing to write, even if it's something you're going to delete after. You have to keep writing and write your way through any moments that you're stuck. So that morning writing is really, really important to my schedule. If I've got anything that interrupts that, so for example, I've got an early meeting, I have to leave and go to a meeting instead of writing, I can't come back home in the afternoon and do the writing I missed. I'm a morning writer. It's like the afternoon isn't good for me for that intense creativity. So it's the mornings that I have to have. And of course, we all have times when we're away. I've been away for a week on a tour of the UK for the launch of The Killer Question. I haven't done any writing at all, so I've had to incorporate that into my schedule. And and I guess other writers are very, very different to that. Some writers write through the night. Do you? Really? I see. I couldn't do that. No way could I do that. I'd fall asleep over my keyboard. I really would.
The moon comes up and I come alive. And you know what's so
Wow.
interesting, Janice, is for my 40th birthday 8 years ago, I did a 23andMe. So I swabbed my cheek and did my genetics. And
Mhm.
it actually came back that it said you're a night person. And it's absolutely true. And I've been that way since I was a kid. I was the little kid who couldn't sleep. I'm wide awake at night
Yeah.
and I'm
Wow.
very groggy in the mornings. And it's 100%
Yeah.
genetic. And there's really nothing you can do about it. It's so
Oh,
interesting.
wow. Oh, I feel better about not being able to stay up late now, because
And
that's
I
in my
feel be
genes.
and I feel better about not being I don't want to
Oh.
feel like a lazy sloth who cannot possibly be up at 6:30 a.m. So that's perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have so many questions. Oh my God, I'm loving all of these questions. I can't wait to get to all of them. Okay, Katie wants to know, Janice, do you enjoy pub quizzes? Is it something you've done before, or did you have to join a group or attend as few as part of a research? Great question, Katie.
Oh, Katie, I absolutely love pub quizzes. I love them. I'm a member of a pub quiz team with my other half. It's called Friends and Family because some of them are related, and we're the friends, I think. Um, so yeah, I've been a member of that for about 3 or 4 years. But actually, Gary and I, we've quizzed, a lot over the years with other teams, and fundraising quizzes are quite popular here. If you have local community groups, they'll often hold a quiz to raise funds for that group, and we'll do those quizzes. We also have a regular fortnightly quiz at a pub called the Legion, here in West London. So yeah, I know that world pretty well, and it's the passion, I think, that draws me into that world, and a bit like the appeal. People are very, very passionate about the hobby of amateur drama, and quizzing is the same. I mean, if something goes wrong in a quiz, if there's dispute over a question, or someone who thinks a team is cheating, this, fights can happen. People can be shouting and swearing, and it really, really matters to those people. And that kind of passion about something that is only, subjectively important. That really attracts me as a writer and as someone who observes human behaviour. So yeah, pub quizzing. As soon as I started doing it again, seriously, a few years ago, I thought, yeah, this is a world to set a murder in for sure.
That is so, oh my gosh. So you've been thinking, I would like to set a murder in this at some point.
Yeah.
And as you're witnessing fights and arguments breaking out at the Legion in West London, I mean, perhaps you're even stoking some of those fights, shouting out, he cheated. Who said that? Who said that? Fight. Who said that? I can picture you at pub night, Janice. That is so funny. Oh my God. I kind of want to come over to West London and come to the
you're very welcome. Yeah, come over.
I shall. I've never done a quiz night. I'd probably be terrible.
Really? You've never done a quiz? Oh, you should.
Never.
Oh, that's something to do.
But really, I love games. Okay, Janice, it's a date. Next time I'm in London. Robin says 364 days is an amazing amount of time to spend with these characters and their stories, and then to let them be free in the world. Oh, what a lovely turn of phrase. Yeah. What is that like to let Sal and Dominic and Polly and all of the characters who inhabit the pages of this world that you have spent months and days and hours loving and creating? What is it like? How are you feeling you're about to send them out into the world tomorrow?
Yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing when you've got this book that only a very small number of people have read, and suddenly, loads of people are reading it all at once and giving you feedback, and you're reading things online. It's almost like it stops belonging to you. And then it belongs to the reader. It passes to them, and whatever it means to them is the most important thing, and not what it means to me, not what it meant to me to write it. It's almost like you let go of the book then, and it becomes what it means to your readers, and that's really the way it should be. It's like your book leaves home and it never comes back.
But do you feel how do you feel about that? Are you a little sad? Are you happy to see them go?
I'm happy. I'm happy for it. I know it's kind of happy sad, but it's the way it should be. It's the worst thing is when you write a book or you write a script or a story and nobody gets to read it. It's almost like that's sadder. That's sadder than having to let it go out into the world, to not have anyone read your words or hear your voice is the thing there.
That's such a beautifully said. Renee wants to know, how long did it take you to write this book?
This book was 6 months for the first draft. That's only the first draft, though. Once my editor had seen it, or my editors, I should say, because I have one in the US, one in the UK. Once they'd seen it and fed back their notes, I then had about a 2-month rewrite on this particular book. So that was my structural edit. So a further 2 months. So we're up to 7 months now, but the book is getting closer to being published. Had a shorter line edit and then the copy edits. So if you add all that together, so first 5, 6, 7, 8, you're talking around 9 to 10 months of working on a particular book before it actually goes to be designed and it is considered finished, I suppose. So yeah, that's it's a long time. It's a long time to spend with characters. You have to love your book and love your characters to spend so much time with them.
Laurie would like to know, you have two covers. Oh my gosh, Laurie, I was just wanting to know this. I love this. You have two covers, one for the UK and one for the US. Did you have input? Could you hold up the
Yeah,
UK cover, Janice?
I can.
Which one is your favorite? I am torn between both. I love them, and I may get the UK version since I already have the US. So, first of all, everyone who's watching, tell us, do you love the blue US version that I'm holding up, or do you love the red UK version that Janice is holding up? They are both so pretty. And Janice, while everyone's weighing in on that, could you answer Laurie's
Yeah.
question about your input into them and which is your favorite?
I have to say my input into covers is minimal, if any, none. It's literally none. They do send me the designs, and that sometimes they'll send earlier designs, and I'll have a build up of designs as they're developed, so to speak. But it's not really for my input.
Mm,
It's just a courtesy, really, because the publishers, they know what
mm,
will sell the book in store and
uh-huh,
will attract the book to its readership. And I don't know that. I'm not a visual person. I'm not an artist.
uh-huh,
So I'm very happy to leave it up to them. Which is my favourite. I love them both, and
uh-huh,
both of them pick out different aspects of the book. And there are so many aspects of this book that it
uh-huh.
it kind of makes sense. I think you could probably have two or three other covers, and they would each pick out a different part of the book and be
Wow.
equally interesting. So I love them both.
But did
And
everyone notice that this shadow is actually a shape in the skull? Because I think I have to vote for the US cover, Janice. I think they're beautiful, and
okay,
red is actually my favorite color. And I do love that red blood splotch on on the spine of yours. But I'm sorry, I didn't. I've had this book for this advanced copy for 2 months, and I only just noticed the skull this morning. So
yeah,
I
I,
just think that is so cool. At first, I just thought it was the shadow of the beer mug. And I was like, oh
yeah,
my God, it's a skull. It's just so cool.
it's
So,
amazing, isn't it?
which,
Amazing.
which one is your favorite, Janice?
I love them both.
But
I,
if you
I
had
really
to
do.
pick, if you had
I
to
had
pick,
to. I wouldn't be able to pick. It's like asking whether which child is your
but
favorite. I
everyone
love
secretly does
both.
have a favorite child.
No, I love them both. They're both
Okay.
equally beautiful to me. To prove that, I have both together. I have them
Oh,
both with me here.
little
Yeah.
twins, little twins.
Twins. Oh,
Well, I love that. So speaking of books, the book is out tomorrow, everybody, and you can pre-order today from our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore. That is, of course, Murder by the Book. So whether you're watching with us on YouTube or on Facebook, you can click and pre-order your copy of The Killer Question right here. I'm popping it up for all to see. So go ahead and click and order now. This is your chance to immerse yourself in this wonderful, twisty, surprising, and utterly delightful book. Oh my gosh, so many questions are coming in. I can barely keep up. Okay, let's jump in. Hold on, I missed one back here. I'm going to scroll back. I don't want to miss anybody, so I'm going all the way back, and I will get to all of them. I promise. Okay, so this one is from Robin, and she said, "I am loving the bookcase behind Janice. Janice, what is your favorite treasure on those shelves?" What a lovely
oh
question.
my goodness. That's I mean, it's smoke and mirrors because the behind me looks very, very neat
It
and
does.
tidy. Everywhere else is just piles of books that you can't see and boxes and all sorts of things. But yeah, those books behind me I've had for many years, and most of them are hail from my English degree. You can see a row of I don't work out the camera. There we go. A row of black spined penguin classics there, which I studied for my English degree. And I'd say my favourite treasure there is Don Quixote by Cervantes, which is a book I've found very influential
I was
in my
wondering.
life.
I was wondering what those black spines were. Thank you
Yeah,
for the
classics.
question,
They are
Rob.
the classics. Great question, Robin.
And as a British writer, you kind of have to have the classics, don't you, Janice? I mean, that's just the
Yeah.
rule.
Oh, absolutely. You have to have all the Victorian novelists for sure.
Yes, exactly.
But
They would revoke your British citizenship if you didn't have those. I mean, I feel like
they
there's a
would.
yeah.
I'd lose my passport. It would,
Yeah, but
you know.
exactly. The British police are gonna come storming in and say, "Where's your pile of the classics? You're not really British." Renee is saying she didn't know that it was genetic that it's morning or night. Yes, it is, Renee. And
Wow.
she wants to know, so do you go to sleep early, Janice, or are you just a
Yes.
super sleeper? Okay.
No, I go to bed quite early, so I get very tired.
Okay.
I'm not the best sleeper in the world, unusually. Excuse me. I wake up in the night a lot.
That is
And
so
that's when I think a lot about plots and characters while I'm trying to get back to sleep. But yeah,
Renee, you should do your genetic testing and report back. It is
definitely.
fascinating. It is
Yeah.
fascinating. As I mentioned a moment ago, the book opens with Dominic pitching Netflix, and then pitching the affiliate that runs a special about his idea for a true crime documentary. Katie wants to know: so, have you ever been tempted to go on a TV quiz show? Oh my God, you'd be so
Oh,
good.
these questions are the best questions ever.
They really
Am I tempted? I watch a lot of TV quizzes. They're all British ones. So, I mean, over here we have The Chase, we have one called Tipping Point, we have Bridge of Lies. There's various others that we watch quite regularly, every single night. Um, would I be tempted to go on them? A part of me does, but a bigger part knows that I would get terribly nervous and that I would also get all of the questions that I didn't know the answer to. Isn't it? Wouldn't that just be the way? It just, you know. So I've been tempted, but I never will. No.
Oh my gosh. Something you mentioned a moment ago that as you were competing at the Legion every fortnight,
Mhm.
you've witnessed, fights breaking out, accusations of cheating. And Renee wants to know, would people actually fight? And I lost the question, but I had it right here. Would people, would a team really cheat? Sorry. Would a team really cheat?
Sadly, yes, we have been in situations where we strongly suspected teams were cheating, and it's fairly obvious because they get such high marks. Um, and sometimes they're popping out a lot to look at their phones. Phones are really how people cheat now. There's not many other ways to cheat, but looking things up on your phone.
Hmm.
Um,
Which would
and
be
and
so
we,
easy, just under the
very-
table or
it's
running
very easy.
to the loo, and all of a sudden you're back with the
Yeah.
killer answer. Like,
So yeah, you kind of have to trust everyone. It should be on trust, really. There shouldn't be too many rules.
mm,
But yeah, we have been in the odd quiz where, things have been going on, we're sure.
they
Mm.
probably deserve to get tossed in the river.
Yes.
I mean, seems fair. Elizabeth, welcome to the conversation. She says, "Hi, Sarah and Janice. What writers are you reading lately? Thank you."
Oh, what writers might I've read quite a few books recently. It's one of those questions where I know I've read loads of books I've loved, and can I remember them? Now, I've read a book called A Bad, Bad Place by Francis Crawford, and that's set in Scotland. And it's written in a Glaswegian dialect, but it is easy to understand. It's not like it's a different language. And it's about a young girl who finds a dead body and the repercussions of that throughout her community. That was a great book. A Bad,
Ooh,
Bad Place. I've just finished one. This is an arc, actually. I think this comes from the US. Um, The Final Problem by Arturo Perez Reverte. That was great. That's, if you like, your golden age um, retro murder mysteries. I mean,
I
amazing.
love a golden age whodunit retro mystery. That is so delightful and to me. So,
It's a murder mystery about a resting actor who is only famous for playing Sherlock Holmes a while ago. So he's kind of expected to pull it out of the bag when there's a murder. So that I can't get this camera right. The Final Problem.
oh
So
my
that was really good. So yeah, I read quite a few good ones. Can I remember any others? No, it's terrible. My
Well,
memory.
I've been reading Janice's book, and then I'm also reading Patricia Cornwell's 29th Scarpetta, which is coming out October 8th. And I have the great pleasure of interviewing her as the mystery keynote at the Boston Book Festival, which is one of the largest book festivals in the world with over 20,000 attendees. And I will be interviewing her there. So I've been reading an advanced copy of Sharp Force, which is the 29th Scarpetta, which I'm very excited about.
Excellent.
Renee would like to know, are any of your books published in Italy?
Yes, they are. Definitely the Appeal.
Mm.
Pretty sure the Alberton Angels are as well. With my books, the Twyford Code is often one that international publishers will skip because
Oh.
if you've read it, it's so linguistic. There's different linguistic
Oh,
codes in it,
yes,
and
of
they don't work with all
mm.
languages.
Oh my
I
God, of course.
Yeah,
Yes, his accent and his, yes,
his accent and
that,
the
his learning
acrostic
disability.
codes.
Yeah, the dictation, of course. Oh my God, of
Mhm.
course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
fascinating.
but the others, Renee, the others are in either in that they are already out or they're coming out. So
Ooh, this is a good question. Katie wants to know. So you mentioned having two editors. How does it work having an editor in the US and the UK? Do the texts differ in content or purely spelling and terminology? Oh my God,
yes,
fantastic
the
question.
questions, the questions. This is
Yeah.
brilliant. Yes. How does it work? Well, currently, both of my editors will read my first draft at roughly the same time,
Okay.
and as far as I'm aware, they both then consult with each other on their thoughts, um, and that will be combined into one document that I get as my structural edit. So that's not the same as the Americanization edit. That will I'll then get a separate after the structural edit. Instead of the line edit, which I'll get from the UK, I'll get the Americanization edit from my US, and it will be respelled, repunctuated,
Mm,
and we'll talk about terminology. Often that's a matter. Sometimes we have to rework things because it wouldn't be well understood by American readers. Um, so we haven't ever had to change anything significantly. But again, the Twyford Code, because of a lot of slang there, they simply wouldn't be understood. So that had to change so that it was understandable. But otherwise, it's fairly small tweaks and changes.
what a great question, Katie. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Elizabeth saying she likes the red version a little more. She said it
Okay.
feels her a little more. She says I like a little more detail. Renee says they are both great covers, but she prefers the blue because I like the color blue more than
Well,
red. Oh my gosh.
fair enough.
See, I love red is my favorite color, but again, I love that skull on the blue one. There's just so
Yeah.
much. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are actually out of time. We're over time. Time flies when you're having this much
Oh,
fun. John is joining us from Northeast Ohio. Hi, John.
hey, John. Hey, John.
Good to have you. Welcome. Oh my gosh, there's so many amazing, great comments and everything. Guys, thank you so much for, Renee was asking because her friend in Italy would like to know.
Oh,
Oh,
yep, yep. Yeah, she will find them if she asks at the bookshop. Yep.
follow-up question from Elizabeth. Do you mean things like elevator instead of lift, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Hmm,
Yeah, we don't change things a huge amount because I think American readers understand that it's set in the UK and
yeah.
that people will use different terminology, but it's just
Mm,
it's a level of understanding.
mm,
You don't ever want readers thinking, "Oh, I don't know what that means," or "Is that good or bad?" That's the thing. So yeah, and there's also slightly different punctuation that American editors will have. And that too is very interesting, for someone who tries to get punctuation correct when they're writing. Yeah, it's all sorts of things. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fascinating. I love this level of detail because, yeah, I I would like it to stay just all British because if I'm reading something and it says miles instead of kilometers, I'm like, oh, did they just change it for me? For me as an American reader,
Yeah.
because I don't know exactly how far a kilometer is, or is it, but it's also a little bit disorienting because it's like, wait, I thought I was, I want to be in the UK sort of really mentally, and I want to read lift instead of elevator and
Yes. Yeah.
favorite
That's the
with
thing.
a
Yeah.
U instead of, ORITE or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I really want to immerse myself in that British English to, as part of this, the taste, the texture, the depth of the book.
Mhm.
But anyway, all right. So I am putting all of of the incredible praise that Janice's book has earned here in the comments. Again, the book has continued to earn so much incredible praise. Named most anticipated book of fall by the New York Times, LitHub, BookBub, Goodreads, and many, many more. They're all detailed in the comments. The Christian Science Monitor calling the book fiendishly clever. Oh my gosh, Katie says, thank you so much for answering her questions. Janice, thank you. And to Sarah for hosting. Katie, thanks so much for spending your Mystery Monday with us. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. Great questions.
Great questions. Publishers Weekly says Hallett continues to stretch the limits of epistolary mystery in this playful tale of murder at a weekly trivia night. Hallett is at the top of her game. This is a wickedly satisfying ride. Congratulations on that rave review from Publishers Weekly. And Kirkus reviews, which I believe the New York Times called Kirkus reliably curmudgeonly, not curmudgeonly here, saying that that warning readers that seeking emotional footing, that the rug will be yanked out again and again, deeming this a quintessential British pub and escalating mystery quiz night rivalry and a deeply personal mystery unfold in this clever epistolary tale. I'm going to put the rest of the rave reviews in here, including from Peter Swanson, who deems the book another brilliant literary puzzler from Janice Hallett, as well as other incredible rave reviews. He says this book is your best book yet. Book List also weighing in with praise. The praise goes on and on and on. Anglophiles and those who enjoyed this quirky and unusual will enjoy this. I'm an Anglophile and I do enjoy the quirky, so this is perfect. All right. You all, thank you for spending your Mystery Monday with us. Janice Hallett has joined us live from the UK to take all of your most pressing questions. And here again, give us the inside scoop the night before the book comes out, as always. So here again is that link to pre-order your copy of The Killer Question from our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore, Murder by the Book. Janice, thanks for hopping on. Y'all, thanks for spending your Mystery Monday with me and Janice. I hope your week is off to a killer start and made the days and the pages fly by. Janice, will you hold that book up one more time, the British version?
Oh, the British version. Right here. There we go.
All right, that's a wrap from us, you all. I will be back with you next week. May the days and the pages fly by.